I was broke. I just got sued by Sony. I was done with the music business. I was looking for a new job, and then my phone rang, and on the other end was the management of Limp Bizkit. I mean, first it was my friend, but then the management of Limp Bizkit. I first thought it was a cover band, but then I ended up touring with Limp Bizkit for over 3 years, from 2015 till 2018. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you what I learned and what this meant for my career as a bass player, as a sideman, as a hired gun, but also as an artist that I am today. And I'm recording this video here from Uganda, Kampala, my second home, where my dad is from, where 50% of my family is from. The other half is in Germany. But yes, I just want to share my learnings because it was a very important part of my life. It was a very important time in my career as a bass player, as a musician, as an artist. And I just want to share with you my learnings. But let's first start where it all began. My name is Sam. Most of you might not know me. I've been in the music industry for over 15 years now, and I'm tired of it. I hate it. I love it. In this particular year, I was super broke because I got sued by Sony, the biggest record company on the planet. Yes, they sued me because I took part in a German Making the Band TV show, and it flopped. No one saw it, but I won. There was a record deal that we were supposed to get. There was an album we were supposed to record and everything. Because the whole show flopped, the record label was like, okay, we're not going to pay you, and we're going to sue you, actually. That's just, I think it's just a distraction strategy. This is one of the many reasons why I kind of hate the music business, but I also love it. I always and will always love this moment when you're about to go on stage, when you're invited to a festival, when you stay in a nice hotel, when you go on stage and are able to perform for 10,000 people or 20,000 people. You walk on stage, your bass tech, your guitar tech hands you over your guitar, and everything is ready, and you're well dressed, you smell nice, you're well rehearsed, you just are in the zone, in the flow, everything works out. And these are the moments, or when you're in the studio, when you're creating something nice and meaningful, and then actually people listen to it, or you step on stage and people actually know your song. Yes, these are the moments, and this moment that I had in 2015 was one of the moments that I hated. This was a year where I actually wanted to quit music, to actually say goodbye to the music business, because I was done. I was done for real. 2015, done shooting this stupid TV show. So I go and buy my last kebab that I could afford. Get back home, start eating. Suddenly my phone rings. On the other end is my good friend Felix Giebauer, super awesome rock guitar player, one of the best rock guitar players and producers in Berlin. If you ever want to produce some rock music and need a guitar player, you should check him out. This dude is awesome. So he called me and is like, what are you up to in the next 2 weeks? I'm like, broke at home. I'm like, yeah, I'm free. And he's like, Limp Bizkit needs a bass player tomorrow. And I was like, do you mean like a Limp Bizkit cover band? And he's like, no, it's the real thing. It's the real band. The original band is touring in Germany right now, and the bass player got sick, Sam Rivers. Rest in peace, Sam Rivers. But that's the first time also he got sick. I think he had a back issue. He had a liver problem, and later on he got a liver transplant. But yes, he got sick in Germany, Frankfurt, Germany, August 2015, and that's when I got the call. It was a crazy time, to be honest. I told my friend Felix, I got nothing going on. I'm broke at home. Yeah, why not? Just give them my number and see what happens. Maybe they call me, maybe not. Maybe they have someone else already, some star bass player from America or something. But then they ended up calling me. They were like, okay, we want to invite you to an audition at Soundcheck. And I'm like, yes, I want to do an audition at Soundcheck for sure, but I need to get paid. I need to get paid. I can't afford a flight to Frankfurt, from Berlin to Frankfurt. I think it's a 2 hour flight or a 1 hour flight. Then accommodation, everything. I'm like, yes, I can do it, but please pay me. And I also was kind of done with the music business. That was on the other hand. And in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, cool that you guys calling me now, but I'm actually right now looking up different jobs. In my mind, I already had left the music business. If you are broke at home and this band calls you, right? You're broke. You just spent your last money on a kebab. This band is calling you, and you have the balls to say, yeah, I can do it, but you gotta pay me. Either you're a fool or, yeah, you know what you're worth and you have some balls. And I think that was what they were looking for. They said, yes, we're gonna call you back. I was like, okay, they're never gonna call me back, whatever. Then I think it was on the show day. That's when they called me. I sent in like a little audition video because they wanted to see if I can play the songs and everything. I think that is my first learning that I can give you guys is like respect your boundaries, you know? Know what you're worth and communicate it. I think that is the biggest lesson that I did subconsciously because I was in a weird state, but then looking back, I realize, oh, that's what it was. It was like someone that has the balls to say no. I was stuck in my room practicing bass for years. That is worth something, you know? You have a craft. And I know a lot of people play shows for 50 euros, for $50 here and there, but I think you need to communicate your value and you need to be proud also of your skills and communicate it, not in an arrogant way or something. You just have to stand your ground and say, okay, that's what I'm worth. If you really respect your skills and the time you put in, the time and the money your parents put in your education, then I think you're on the right path. Of course, don't fake it till you make it. It has to be backed by real skills and years of repetition and practice and being out there. After some years, you reach a point where you're allowed to ask for what you're worth. So that's the first lesson. Now I arrived at the show, at the gig. So the show was in Frankfurt. The guys are phenomenal. I'm still friends with all of them. Yeah, Wes, John Otto. Back then it was DJ Franco. I also played some shows with DJ Lethal. Fred. I mean, these guys are just brothers to me. To step in these footsteps of Sam Rivers, rest in peace. I mean, that was quite an experience. I was very nervous, but also that second learning that I'm getting to is always be ready. You know, you never know when an opportunity comes. If you have your own band, for example, right? You have your own band, and then maybe tomorrow you're going to meet someone at a party and it's like, oh, I run a festival. Why don't you just play? Or just a band. Why don't you open up? So always be in shape, you know, as a musician, always be in shape, always be ready to learn new songs, be ready for anything. The next lesson is like be okay to adapt fast, you know? Like I got that call one day before the show, and I had to learn a full set, a full hour set. How did I do it? I printed out sheets. Of course, I can't remember all the riffs and the original riffs that every fan knows in the crowd. So I printed out sheets and put it on the floor. So, and then I also watched, like, John Otto's sort of the band leader, the MD, the musical director in the band, and he really guided me through the sets. Like the first couple of gigs, I thank him so much. And his knowledge is phenomenal. He's a studied jazz drummer that has a huge knowledge in jazz and in rock and in hip hop, and that combination, you hear it, that jazz vibe, what he does with his hi-hats, you have to listen closely. That was also a big learning for me, that you have to adapt fast. And the last learning I want to share with you is your network as a musician. You know, if I wouldn't have had a network, I wouldn't have gotten that gig. That's as simple as that. When I first moved to Berlin, like 12 years ago, I was doing every gig. I was out and about with my bass on my back. I would just go from session to session to session, studio, live, jams, well-paid gigs, TV appearances, little jams, outdoor festivals here and there. I would help out. I would fill in. I would be a substitute. I would do everything. And then after years, you build a network. I think today, in this era of social media and likes and clicks and profiles and TikToks, I think we lose that human to human connection. And I think you have to focus on that. Of course, you have to be good at your instrument. You have to be good at playing bass, or singing or whatever you do. But I think most of the people that watch this channel are fellow bass players. And I think you have to own your craft. You have to triple down on your craft, but also you have to build and nourish and take good care of your network. I don't want to now go into Instagram quotes like your network is your net worth and stuff, but it really is. Till today, I have a good connection with Limp Bizkit, with the singer, with all the band members, with the management, with the booker, with everyone, and my network just keeps growing exponentially. But the best takeaway, I think the best lesson I can give you guys is you already have a network. You just have to go sit down and write a list of people you already know. And if you actually think about it, you have a huge network and you might be connected to important people in the music industry. So what I want you to do is to sit down, maybe then create a list and then reach out. So I think that's how you maybe also can land a gig like this. Of course, there's a little bit of luck, but in order to get lucky like this, you need to focus on the basics. Like, you need to have that framework set up. You need to know what you're worth. You need to be able to communicate it. You need to be able to learn fast, to adapt fast. You need to be in shape. You need to be ready. You need to have your network in place. And then I think these are the 4 or 5 things that are super important for you to land a gig like this, or any gig, or to just move the ladder up in your career as a freelance musician, as a hired gun, as a bass player. So yes, that was my story. And if you have any questions about this crazy story, my crazy life story, I'm happy to share more. What I'm gonna do on this channel is I want to talk about bass. I want to talk about gear. I want to talk about lessons that I learned playing with different artists. And I think one of the next videos is gonna be about Ed Sheeran, about James Arthur, about Method Man, Alvaro Soler. Right now I'm touring with one of the biggest German rap artists. But yes, I just want to share what I've learned on this channel with you guys. And if you think that that's valuable for you, write a comment down below and also join the family, the Sam fam. My name is Sam. Join the family down below. Hit me up on Instagram. Peace.